and Jay-Z are in trouble. The NFL has unfollowed Jay-Z. Apple Music and Rihanna have also unfollowed Jay-Z. Beyonce and Jay-Z are the most unfollowed IG account in the last 24 hours. Jay-Z being mentioned in those files was not good. And ever since that happened, these pictures have been circulating again. Jay-Z at 26 with an Aaliyah at 15. And Jay-Z at 27 with a Beyonce at 16.
The reason why they have already living separate lives and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too.
If you've been online lately, you already know the internet's been in full detective mode, breaking down every single move from the biggest stars in the game. People aren't just watching, they're zooming in, replaying old interviews from 20 years ago and connecting dots that might not even exist. Nothing stays buried anymore. Once something's online, it lives forever. And right in the middle of all this digital chaos, Beyoncé and Jay-Z. They've been the power couple everyone looks up to. Music legends, business moguls, fashion icons, sports investors, you name it, they've done it. Their reach stretches way beyond entertainment, and their empire only keeps growing. But with that kind of fame comes non-stop eyes on them. And lately, the spotlight's burning hotter than ever. Over the last few weeks, social media's been going wild with talk, theories, and endless commentary about their relationship. People are picking apart every public appearance, every tiny gesture, and even tracking where they travel.
As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay. And she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah.
None of it's confirmed, no official word from either of them, but that hasn't stopped the internet from spinning its own version of the story. And wow, everyone's got an opinion. One of the hottest topics right now is Beyonce being spotted overseas, and the internet is eating it up. Photos and reports started flying around, claiming she was seen somewhere in the Middle East, and instantly people had a million questions. Was it a secret business trip, a luxury getaway, a quiet reset before something big, or could there be something deeper going on here? See, the thing about Beyonce is she's always been calculated with how she moves. She rarely does interviews, never overshares, and when she steps out, it's on her terms. So when she suddenly pops up in a place nobody expected, the rumor mill goes into full-speed chaos. Everyone starts guessing, analyzing, and connecting clues like it's some kind of mystery mission. What really turned heads this time is how fans started comparing it to moments in the past when she and Jay-Z went off the radar. Over the years, they've had stretches where they vanished from public view, traveling the world, laying low, or just moving in silence. And every single time, the internet loses it, trying to piece together what's really happening behind those closed doors. Some fans swear these quiet breaks are all part of Beyoncé and Jay-Z's master plan. Time to reset, protect their peace, and keep their family grounded far away from the madness of fame. Others insist it's all a clever PR move, perfectly timed to keep control over their public story. And of course, there are always people who assume that silence automatically means something's wrong. Everyone's got their own theory, and the internet never agrees on just one. That's the wild part about being this famous. Even when you do absolutely nothing, it still turns into a headline. Every move, or even a lack of one, gets picked apart like it's some kind of secret drama.
Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour. We may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're going to do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows.
And just as Beyonce's name was blowing up online, Jay-Z started trending too. Not because of any confirmed new scandal, but because fans started digging up old clips, lyrics, and interviews again. People were connecting old business deals and friendships, turning every little detail into a brand new conversation. In today's social media world, nothing stands alone. Everything becomes content, and everyone's out here rewriting the story through their own lens. Clips from interviews that hadn't seen the light of day in decades started making the rounds again, and fans were analyzing every second like detectives. Old lyrics got pulled apart line by line, and past collaborations were suddenly under the microscope. Things that once seemed totally normal in the music industry are now being questioned through today's lens, and it's shaking things up big time. This isn't just happening with Beyoncé and Jay-Z either. It's a full-on trend across the whole entertainment world. Artists, actors, and even top execs who built their names in a completely different era are being re-examined in real time by a generation that demands transparency, accountability, and answers. It doesn't always mean anyone did something wrong, but it definitely means the conversation is changing, and people aren't looking at fame the same way anymore. Another big layer in all this chaos is how social media reacts when there's nothing solid to go on. When there's no statement, no press release, no clear answers, people start making their own stories. Influencers jump on it with videos, TikToks blow up overnight, and the comment sections turn into all-out debates. Before you know it, wild rumors start sounding like straight-up facts just because they've been repeated over and over again. It's like the louder it gets, the more people believe it. And that's exactly where all the confusion starts. Lately, a few big-name artists and public figures have been dropping these vague, mysterious posts online, and fans immediately tried to link everything back to Jay-Z. A random lyric, a subtle caption, even a single emoji, people were convinced it was calling someone out. But the truth is, artists throw shade all the time. Sometimes it's just playful competition, sometimes it's industry teasing, and sometimes it's just for clout. The problem is, in today's internet world,
even before she turned 18.
You taught me how to be a woman. You taught me how to live. You taught me how to be a friend. You've given me so much in life, and this is not enough. It's not enough. I just want you to be happy, and every year, I'm even more in love with you, and I want to spend every day of my life.
every post becomes a clue, and everyone's trying to solve a mystery that might not even exist. Once the internet locks onto a target, game over. Every single post, picture, or lyric suddenly becomes proof. People start piecing together screenshots like detectives, convinced they've cracked some big secret. It's wild how fast things can spiral online. And then comes the gossip culture, the engine that keeps it all running. Let's be real, celebrity gossip isn't new. From old school tabloids to gossip blogs and shady forums, people have always craved that behind-the-scenes tea. But now, it spreads at lightning speed, worldwide. And along the way, the truth gets blurry. Blind items, anonymous tips, and totally unverified claims start circulating like wildfire. Screenshots pop up with no source, and AI-generated photos just make things even messier. Before you know it, an entire storyline forms out of thin air, one that feels so real people swear it's true, even when there's zero proof behind it.
That's exactly why it's crucial to separate all that noisy online chatter from what's actually verified and real. Another major topic lighting up the internet right now is Beyoncé's non-stop string of business power moves. Over the last few years, she's been on fire, dropping music, touring the world, launching hair care lines, perfumes, films, and expanding her empire in every direction. To some, it looks like a woman at the absolute peak of her game, riding the wave and owning it. But to others, it looks like a calculated queen locking in her legacy for the long run. Honestly, it can totally be both. Beyoncé's hustle has always been unmatched. She's been stacking wins since day one. Even back in her early days, she was juggling music, acting, and business ventures all at once. The only difference now? The scale is massive. Everything she touches instantly reaches millions of people across the globe, so it feels like she never slows down. And online, some commentators are convinced this level of productivity isn't random at all. They think it's all part of her master plan. They say she's focused on complete independence, ownership, and securing long-term wealth for her family. And honestly, that fits perfectly with what Beyoncé's always preached: owning her masters, controlling her art, and building generational success that'll outlive the fame. None of that hustle needs any behind-the-scenes drama. It's just straight-up smart business moves. Beyoncé's been playing chess, not checkers, as she knows exactly what she's doing. But let's be real. The internet loves a juicy storyline.
And the favorite one right now is whether Beyoncé and Jay-Z are still perfectly in sync or if something's changed. People can't stop talking about it. Just to set it straight, neither of them has said a single word about a separation, a divorce, or any major shakeup in their relationship.
You cannot make this up.
Hot 50 Cent whacking Jay-Z
Ho got a young girl, still not quite 21.
recently posted a verse from Jay-Z rapping about dating young girls. The song is called Young Girl / I Really Like You and is featured on Pharrell's debut solo album. In the caption of the post, 50 Cent said, "I know you're gonna say I'm a hater, but what do you have to say about what he's saying, fool? LOL, get your ASS down the street." Uploaded this with a photo of Jay-Z's face photoshopped on Alien vs. Predator character.
All those claims flying around online? Pure speculation. But that never stops people from digging deeper, analyzing every look, lyric, and public appearance like it's hidden proof. Fans have pointed out that Beyoncé's been showing up solo a lot more lately, while Jay-Z's been spotted at events without her. They've also noticed little differences in how they promote their projects, which only adds fuel to the chatter. And for longtime fans who remember when the couple publicly addressed their relationship struggles through their music years ago, these familiar patterns hit different. They can't help but wonder if history's repeating itself. But just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's actually confirmed. People love to jump to conclusions, but not every pattern tells the whole story. It's important to remember, long-term relationships change, especially ones lived under the blinding pressure of fame. Two people can still be rock solid while growing in their own directions. Moving differently doesn't always mean drifting apart. Sometimes it's just evolution. Growth doesn't always have to look like being side by side every single moment.
And then there's the Beehive, Beyoncé's legendary fan base. They've always been fiercely protective, ready to defend her at all costs. But lately, even they're divided. Some fans are all about shielding her from any negativity, while others think real love for an artist means asking questions and keeping things honest. That mix of loyalty and accountability has created some real tension online, and you can see it play out every single day across social media. At the same time, Jay-Z's status as a businessman and industry heavyweight adds a whole extra layer to everything. He's not just a rapper, he's a full-blown mogul. And when you reach that level, people look at you differently. His choices don't just affect him, they ripple through the industry, influencing careers, deals, and big money moves. So of course, conversations about power, influence, and responsibility always end up circling around him. But just to be clear, discussion doesn't automatically mean accusation. What it really shows is how people view power in today's world, where fans expect transparency from even the biggest names.
Just get into a couple of the lyrics. He says, "Ho got a young girl, still not quite 21. Introduce themselves. Oh, you're 19. No, you're lightning in a bottle. I'll give you a ring tomorrow."
You're 19? No, you're lightning in the bottle. I'll tell you a ring tomorrow.
And this song came out in 2006 on Pharrell's debut album, In My Mind. The time he's talking about dating a 19-year-old girl and he's 36, her 37 December 4th.
What we're watching right now isn't necessarily a scandal. It's more like a deep dive into what modern fame looks like. We're seeing how silence gets twisted into meaning, how rumors catch fire, how fans shape entire narratives, and how quickly things can spiral when there's no official word to set the record straight. It's the perfect storm of attention, speculation, and influence colliding in real time. And through it all, Beyoncé and Jay-Z remain unshaken. They've survived decades in an industry that burns people out fast. They've been through public criticism before, both separately and together. And just like always, they're handling it the same way they know best, quietly, on their own terms. No live streams, no messy interviews, no back and forth drama online. That's the Beyoncé and Jay-Z playbook. Pure silence while the internet screams for answers. And honestly, that approach drives people crazy, but it's also what keeps them untouchable. Their silence is their shield. At the end of the day, we don't actually know much. Beyoncé is out here building her empire. Jay-Z's making major moves in business and music. They're both thriving in powerful spaces. Everything else, all the talk, all the theories, it's just layers of commentary stacked on top of their silence. So the real question isn't whether any of these rumors are true. It's why people are so desperate to believe them. Is it because we like seeing that our idols are human too? Because perfection feels suspicious? Or maybe because watching the most powerful couple in entertainment face pressure makes us feel closer to their reality? Whatever the reason, one thing's undeniable. In the digital era, perception screams just as loud as truth. And until Beyoncé or Jay-Z decide to break that silence, if they ever do, the internet's gonna keep buzzing, speculating, and talking non-stop.
Most interesting is he says the scenes that follow screams of horror, classic Stephen King novel. And according to a surface-level search on Google, a lot of his novels centered around child trauma, addiction, the supernatural, and the battle between good and evil. Key themes and subjects in his work include coming of age / loss of innocence. Back to the lyrics, because after he referenced the Stephen King novels, he says, "Mama don't think you should take someone so advanced in romance, you should just wait. Papa don't preach, Hove don't bite, Hove been through it, I might hold your life."
As the noise keeps growing, one thing's becoming clearer. The internet isn't just reacting to Beyoncé and Jay-Z anymore, it's performing for them. Every new theory, every exclusive clip, every think piece turns into a digital stage where everyone wants to be the first to decode the truth. It's like social media has turned their private lives into an ongoing reality show that neither of them signed up for. What's wild is how easily attention becomes currency in all this. A single post hinting at a rumor can rack up millions of views overnight. People chase likes and clicks off their names while pretending it's about concern or analysis. But deep down, everyone knows Beyoncé and Jay-Z are bigger than gossip. They're cultural powerhouses whose silence speaks louder than anyone's opinion. Meanwhile, the more the internet speculates, the more it proves the same point. People crave stories, even if they have to build them out of thin air. That's the real headline here, not what Beyoncé or Jay-Z are doing, but how the world reacts when they do nothing. And let's be honest, that's the ultimate flex. When your quiet presence can spark global conversations, that's not just fame, that's legend status. Until they choose to step back into the spotlight together, the mystery stays alive, and the internet will keep spinning its tales, trying to guess what only they truly know. As the speculation keeps circling, the conversation has started to shift. It's no longer just about Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship, but about what their story represents. People are debating what privacy even means when you're two of the most famous people on Earth. Can anyone truly stay private in an age where every move is captured, shared, and dissected within seconds? Fans and critics alike are split. Some argue that this kind of public obsession is proof of their lasting impact, that even silence from them can shake the culture. Others think it's a warning sign of how far celebrity culture has gone, where fans feel entitled to know everything, even the things that aren't meant to be shared. And what's fascinating is how this cycle never ends. It feeds itself. Every new rumor gets more dramatic. Every new theory gets bolder. And before long, the truth barely matters anymore. It's not about facts now. It's about feelings, interpretations, and whatever gets the most attention. Still, through all of it, Beyoncé and Jay-Z keep doing what they've always done, staying focused, unbothered, and ahead of the game. Whether it's business, music, or legacy, they move with purpose, not panic. And that's why the world can't look away, because no matter how loud the internet gets, they remain the calm in the middle of the storm. Now, as the dust settles, or at least tries to, one thing's for sure. The Beyoncé and Jay-Z conversation isn't just about two celebrities anymore. It's about what fame looks like in a world that never stops watching. Every like, comment, and repost has turned into part of a larger social experiment on how influence, privacy, and power collide in real time. People can't seem to let go because their story represents something bigger: success, resilience, and mystery all wrapped into one. They've built an empire that's both admired and analyzed to the extreme, and even without saying a word, they managed to control the energy in the room. That's not luck, that's mastery of image, timing, and silence.
Janet, take control of your life.
Mama don't think you should take someone so advanced in romance, you should just wait. Papa don't preach, Hope don't bite, Hope been through it, I might mold your life.
You gotta read in between the lines to figure out what he is talking about. He's talking about taking somebody, showing them his influence, and pretty much, honey, y'all can fill in the blank. You know, people who are going to be screaming that he is talking about a person that is legal. The fact that he was talking about dating somebody 7.
Still, there's a deeper layer to all of this. How much of what we think we know about celebrities is really just reflection? Maybe our obsession with their truth says more about us than about them. We project our hopes, frustrations, and even insecurities on the people we never met, expecting them to live out stories we've written in our heads. And that's what makes the Beyoncé and Jay-Z phenomenon so powerful. It's not just celebrity news, it's cultural psychology in motion. Until they speak, the narrative stays open-ended, and the audience, all of us, keeps playing along, searching for meaning in every silence, every move, every moment they choose not to explain. At this point, the story has taken on a life of its own, bigger than any headline or rumor could ever contain. What started as whispers about Beyoncé and Jay-Z has turned into a full-blown reflection of how the internet processes fame, power, and privacy in real time. It's not just about them anymore. It's about us, the audience, and how easily we blur the line between curiosity and obsession. Every time their names trend, it's like the world collectively pauses, waiting to see what happens next. But the truth is, maybe nothing's happening at all. Maybe this is just what modern fame looks like. Silence being mistaken for mystery, and privacy being treated like proof. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have built a legacy that's too strong to crumble under online chatter. Their silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's the art of letting the world talk while they keep moving, building, and thriving. They've mastered the balance between being visible and untouchable, something most celebrities can only dream of pulling off. So, while the timelines keep spinning and the theories keep growing, one fact remains. They don't need to explain a thing. Their presence, their work, and their history already speak louder than any rumor ever could. And that's the real power. Not in responding, but in staying unshaken while the world watches and wonders. As the online noise keeps echoing, it's clear that Beyoncé and Jay-Z have stepped into a league beyond fame. They become living symbols of control in an uncontrollable world. Every time they stay quiet, it's like a silent lesson in how to hold power without saying a word. The internet can analyze, debate, and speculate all at once, but they've proven that silence can be the loudest move of all. What's fascinating is how their story has turned into a blueprint for modern celebrity survival. While others overshare, defend themselves online, or let chaos run the show, Beyoncé and Jay-Z stay grounded, strategic, and focused. They've learned how to use distance as protection and privacy as power, and that's what keeps people guessing year after year. Fans might crave answers, but maybe that mystery is exactly what keeps them captivated. The world's constantly refreshing for updates that may never come, because Beyoncé and Jay-Z aren't chasing trends, they're building legacy. Every project, every appearance, every silence feels intentional, like part of a bigger plan that only they understand.
I was beefing with Jay-Z a few weeks and months before all of this happened. But there's someone that's in Rock Nation that Nicki Minaj focused on, and it's Desiree Perez. She's the CEO of Rock Nation, and she was arrested for President Trump pardoned Desiree Perez during his last administration. And what did Nicki Minaj go do? She went to go work with President Trump. President Trump has the most power in Rock Nation right now. They owe President Trump. Now she's untouchable. And now not only that, you can see that she got the gold card. Why the f was Nicki Minaj one of the most powerful black women in the world, but yet couldn't be an American citizen? That's the leverage they had over her head to keep her in fear. She was always a slave. This might be her first time in her life being free. And what she's doing with that freedom, she's exposing the truth.
In a world addicted to exposure, they've made invisibility look powerful, almost rebellious. And that's why the fascination will never fade, because even when they say nothing, they still control the entire conversation.
As the conversation stretches on, what's becoming even clearer is how Beyoncé and Jay-Z have rewritten the rules of fame. They're not just navigating celebrity culture, they're shaping it. Every silence, every rare appearance, every cryptic lyric feels like a carefully placed move in a long game that nobody else seems to fully understand. It's strategy wrapped in artistry, and the world can't stop watching. But there's something deeper happening beneath the headlines. A quiet reminder that fame today isn't just about talent, it's about control. And that's exactly what this couple has mastered. While others burn out under pressure or chase validation online, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have learned how to step back, recharge, and return even stronger. That's not luck, that's discipline and awareness in its purest form. What's wild is that without even trying, they've become the perfect mirror for the digital age, where every rumor, every silence, and every move becomes content. They've turned restraint into a superpower, showing that you don't have to overshare to stay relevant. And that's the real legacy they're building. Not just music, not just business, but a blueprint for how to stay untouchable in a world that wants access to everything. Their story proves one thing loud and clear.
true power isn't about being seen, it's about knowing exactly when to disappear. And now, as everything circles back, we're left with one undeniable truth. Beyoncé and Jay-Z aren't just surviving the storm, they're mastering it. Every rumor, every theory, every viral thread only proves how much control they really have. While the internet tries to piece together their story, they're quietly writing their own, privately, powerfully, and perfectly on their own terms. They've built an empire that thrives beyond headlines, a reminder that silence can be strength and privacy can be power. In a world where everyone overshares, they've shown that mystery still holds magic. That's what keeps people watching, speculating, and talking long after the spotlight fades. Because when it comes down to it, Beyoncé and Jay-Z don't need to prove a thing. Their legacy already speaks louder than any rumor ever could. And maybe that's the real lesson here. You can protect your peace and still dominate the world stage, one quiet move at a time. But what do you think? Do you see this as a calculated move to protect peace and privacy, a natural evolution of a long-term partnership, or just another example of how quickly online narratives can spiral out of control? Let me know your thoughts. And if you want more deep dives into how celebrity culture and internet speculation collide, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, and drop your opinions in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going.